Terry was part of the first full class that we recruited. He played on a team that was the #1 high school team in the country that year, and down in Southwest. And then he came in and at the same time Dominic and Terry and Lamar and Derek Floyd. And the thing I remember about Terry, and I told Mike the other day, when most of the guys that come to University of Georgia at that time and now, you ask them what they want to do and they say they want to go to the next level. And his senior year, the year that we went to the Final Four, we're playing in New York, we're playing in Syracuse, and we're playing the Beast of the East, which at that time was St. John's, and they were seeded 1, and Ohio State was there, and North Carolina was there, and St. John's was 1, Carolina was 2, Ohio State was seeded 3, we were seeded 4. Well, we play St. John's, and Terry gets, and Mike, you can help me on this, but I thought it was like 26 and 11, and what was it?
It was 26 points, career high 27 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 blocks, 3 steals.
And that's a pretty good line. Better than that. Okay, well, we win the game. So we're going to be playing Carolina in the next game. So beginning the second half, Terry gets in foul trouble with about 2 minutes gone by in the half, and I put Richard Corden in the game. And everything clicked for us. We were shooting the ball well. They were playing man-to-man, and we were able to handle their man-to-man. And Terry never got back in the game. Never got back in the game. Now here's a guy who wants to go to the next level. He just had a fantastic line. And he never said anything negative. A lot of guys would have been going into the locker room complaining, well, hey man, you're messing me up. Why didn't I get in the game? Why didn't I get in the game? And what you found out about Terry, all he was is pumped up that we were able to win, which would put us in the Final Four. Kind of a sidebar on that, we would have the team out to eat on a number of occasions, and Willie and Rod probably remember that. So we're having ribs, and Terry gets in the front of the line. Now, on the court, he's a team player. If you ask him to guard the other guy's toughest guy, he guards him. He had to go on the floor, he'd go on the floor, he rebounded the ball, he wasn't selfish. He was a great guy to coach. But once he stepped off the floor, it was a different story. So he's in the front of the line, and he gets all these ribs, and he took so many. And how many pounds did we have? How many? 55 pounds of ribs. He took enough where 2 guys didn't get any. And then so off the floor, team on the floor, it was team, not me, but it was going through the food line, it was me, not team. And so after that, Terry ended up going last when he had the team over. Another story, I'm going into the office one day, I stopped by Dunkin' Donuts to get a couple donuts and some coffee on the way to come over here to the facility, and it's at like 6 o'clock, and I see Fair in somebody else's car he was driving, probably his girlfriend's. Anyway, I see him down there, Baxter and Millage, I guess it was, and so I tell the trainer when he comes in, have him come up and see me. And so he comes up there, and I said, well, I saw you this morning, you know, about 6 o'clock, and he looks at me and says, "Coach, what time's curfew over?" Hey, but one thing about being, a really good player, if your teammates like you, you know you're a good guy. Because really good players get a lot of attention, they get a lot of publicity. And that means they live with, Melinda and I have talked a lot about chemistry. And I think we come to agree on that chemistry is developed off the floor just as much or more than it is on. Because when practice starts, a coach can be in control. I mean, if a guy misses somebody, doesn't hit him, you say something to him, that guy next time, look, this takes place, look over here, whatever. But off the floor is where teams really bond. And Terry was part of one of those teams. And he was a big part of that. And, he's the second one off of that, second starter off that team who's not with us anymore because Lamar passed a couple of years ago. And everybody in that era that played with him is definitely going to miss him. The players, the coaches, managers, trainers, and so he was a special guy. And so are these two. So if you got questions for them or for me, then we'll take it from here.